Hey everybody, 𝗀𝘂𝗺𝗍 from the 𝗀𝘂𝗺𝗍𝗀 Group here. We're doing another part in our educational video series. I'm here with Jason Schwartzman from Precision Plumbing and Heating. Jason is a certified master plumber and has done a lot of work for our clients over the years. So we're here today to talk a little bit about a few issues that we see commonly with our clients, buyers and sellers. I thought we would touch on probably our biggest issue right now post-storm and floods the last couple of years, and that's sump pumps and things like battery backups and what homeowners can do to protect their investment, their home, their basements from flooding. Jason, can you give our viewers some advice on what you would recommend and problems that you see and how to avoid those and be preventative?
So the first thing you always want to make sure is if your sump pump is working and the float has no obstruction. It's going to be in a glorified garbage can, just so you guys can picture it. And some of them have a float that works on gravity, so it kind of looks like my arm just going up and then down. You want to make sure that has no obstruction. There's better types of pumps which have a vertical switch, just a ball on a stick. Very, very simple, never going to have a problem. But that's just for your primary. It's always really good to have a secondary pump, even if it's the same one, in case the first one fails just based on usage.
Wear and tear.
If you're in pure foam, if you're, wear and tear, old age, it's not the same as it was 5 years ago. People are flooding more.
That's right. So the pumps are getting used.
Yeah, the pumps are getting used, abused. You know, a secondary is really important. And then to feel overly cautious, a battery backup is highly recommended at this point. Just based on the windstorms and the power outages you've had.
Absolutely. You've
got to have a safety net. And it doesn't take long to have 5 inches of water in the basement. It's like that. And there's nothing you can do. You can't bail it out. You can't shop back it out. You need a battery backup.
It's going to cause damage, going to cause mold. Your insurance is going to have to come in, rip the basement out. We see it all the time.
I mean, 2 inches of water is 50 grand for a basement. That's not in everybody's budget.
So to install a battery backup, what does that typically cost?
So they range between $900 and about $1,200 depending on the model. My favorite one, I do it for $900, everything included, with the battery and everything. It's a Liberty pump. It's a 4 amp. It's designed to help, to make sure you don't flood.
Right.
You can get a 10 amp one. They're more expensive. Just the pump itself with the battery is $1,200 plus the installation.
Okay. So I guess it would depend on the type of home you have, how much money you have invested in your basement, and then you make the decision what makes sense.
Exactly.
So if the power goes out and you have a battery backup, how long will that last to keep your pump running?
So it all depends on the amount of rain coming in.
Okay.
They're going to range between 24 and 72 hours. But in the last flood that we just had, or the rainstorm that we just had, some people didn't even last 12 because it was the only thing running for 10 hours straight.
Right, so the pump just kept going, so it drained the battery.
It's, you have a deep cycle marine battery, but the concept is similar to a car. You keep your car running without an alternator, ain't gonna last. It's just part of the game. But you can always invest in more batteries and hook them up in series.
Ah, okay, so that might be a great solution.
Yeah.
I know other than that, you have to go into getting a generator.
Yes.
That's a whole other ball game, a lot more expensive. So possibly a battery backup and multiple battery backups might be the way to go.
Yeah, you can almost make like a cell. You can put 4 batteries all in series and you're going to drain all 4 batteries. It has a triple charge adapter that plugs into your wall afterwards, so you'll recharge your batteries. And the batteries are good for between 6 to 10 years.
Awesome.
Given usage as well.
Totally makes sense. Jason installed one in my home. I think it's a smart move. It saved us when the power went out. We had the battery backup go on, kept the pumps running, and saved us from having a flooded basement. So guys, if you don't have any kind of backup system for your sump pump, it might be worth speaking to Jason and getting a battery backup installed. And for those of you that haven't had an inspection or a look at your sump pump over the last little while, even if your sump pump doesn't go off very often, all it takes is one rainstorm or one flash sort of storm and you're going to get water in your sump pump pit and it can quickly overflow. So check those sump pumps, test them, make sure they're working. If it's really old, it might be worth just replacing it and putting a new one in.
Absolutely.
All right.